Hi, I'm Oliver Penniger, the best marketing intern Three Wheel has ever had, and this is episode 151 of the Two Bald Brothers and a Microphone podcast, where we talk about the people, process, and technology to work together better inside enterprises. This episode was recorded on February 23rd, 2018. In this episode, Danny catches up with Chris Edwards, also known as the Bazooka. They discuss recent projects, how we got into Jive migration business in the first place, and how to solve world hunger. Wait, they didn't talk about world hunger. Anyhow, enjoy this episode and thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome to the Two Bald Brothers on a Microphone podcast. This is one of the Bald Brothers. This is my second podcast for the day. Now that Tommy's out, I'm catching up on all my podcasts. Tommy's taking some time off, well-needed time off. You look like you could use some time off too, right?
I could definitely use some time
When's
off.
When's your next vacation coming up? Anytime soon?
Actually, probably in about a month or so.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I am talking here with, if you're wondering who that is, that's Chris Edwards, the famous Chris Edwards. How are you doing, Chris Edwards?
I'm doing pretty good. Definitely ready for that vacation. I think I'm not too far from that bald brother myself. I think
You're working on it.
Working on it.
Yeah, excellent. It can be three bald brothers on a microphone.
Yeah, Lori.
Although we're not brothers, but hey,
Yeah,
we're kind of brothers.
of course, we've been working together for a long time, so it's all good.
Hey, you can stop holding my hand now. That's kind of weird. So I wanted just to catch up with you. Yeah, it's wonderful that you're busy. Busy is good. That keeps us out of trouble, and it's wonderful to have lots of opportunities to go learn new things, help people out. You've been primarily doing Jive migrations recently?
That seems to be my world. It's been my
Okay.
world for a little while now, and it continues to be. So it's a hot item, and it's actually kind of fun. You know, there's a lot of challenges that go with it, but a lot of fun things, and it's nice to see. We can really help a customer solve their problems and make them happy and get a really successful migration.
Yeah, so you've been doing this now for a couple of years. You probably the first line of code was written by you for this.
It was
A skunkworks project, like most things.
Yeah, I mean, we the original impetus for this particular thing was we had our own Jive migrations to do and wrote the code to do that, and it just kind of organically grew from there. So kind of cool.
Yeah, nice. And nowadays we're getting into the whole idea of creating factories. I don't know what that. I know what a factory is, but I guess just trying to scale up what we're doing as well.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been involved pretty much in every Jive migration, kind of heavily involved in every one we've done. Trying to get it to the point now where we could, hand off to a team and completely do a Jive migration from soup to nuts, really, without any of my interaction. But obviously, I would definitely like to be involved. But
You're not planning on getting hit by a bus, right?
No,
Okay,
but
good.
not planning. Never that planned. So.
This just turned into a therapy session. Are you okay? Do you want to?
Yeah.
You need to. I need to get a
I need to
couch
lay
in-
down. Yeah, you don't have a couch in here.
Yeah.
Put the microphone above me. There you go. I'll be okay.
How do you really feel? So it's all right. Go ahead. I digress. Go ahead.
No, so yeah, I mean, so really just trying to get it to the point where we can hand off to a core group and let them facilitate these migrations and allow us to focus in on even improving the user experience, improving the really what we're actually when we migrate to the SharePoint platform or the Microsoft platform or whatever platform we're targeting. I'd like to be able to focus in on more things like improving the user experience and making it even a better experience than we had in Jive.
Yep.
So being able to focus in on that and then turning loose a factory to let let other folks just go and churn through the migrations. That's kind of the new objective.
So have I know there's been some projects where we've worked more on some of the utilities. Are we adding just more content types that we're migrating, or more destinations as far as where the content's going, or
I'd
what's?
say more content types are always a nice thing. We always try to do that, but really just kind of improving how the existing content types, how we're doing that, how they actually come over in the target platform.
Okay.
Not really looking at too many different target platforms at the moment. I mean, there are some Teams, maybe one consideration.
Yep.
But still part of the Microsoft world, kind of right now.
Gotcha. And I think one of the things coming off of the discussion this morning with Sam Marshall is looking at what are the products that are out there, and I think everybody here is I get this question, which I typically refer off to Sam about, which is, people moving from Jive and over into Office 365. Is there a product or set of products that they really should take a look at? And I think
right.
You can talk with me about that. I'm not going to say it on this podcast because that would be giving too much away. Yeah. But, that's a common question that comes up for us. And I think right. It's interesting where there are so many different products that are out there and seeing what people are moving to. And it also sounds like we're getting some experience with not just moving some of the content to Office 365, but then there's some other products that have their own stuff that are out there too. So
yeah, we've had some pretty good experience working with some other other customers, and then kind of spreading across the platform a little bit. So some of it in Office 365, some of it in other CMS type platforms, where it actually kind of bridges the gap between the two. We've done some work with some third parties to kind of make that happen. So I mean, that's the nice thing. We've kept the architecture of this thing simple, so we can make that happen very easily. So
nice.
Going to continue down that pathway, I think.
Good. Tell me anything else going on right now as far as I know there's a side project that we have sort of going on with having some improvements being done and creating some demo environments and things like that.
Yeah. So one of the things, we're trying to improve our sizing and estimation capabilities. So we want to be able to, very simply hand off a utility to a customer, have them run it with minimal input and minimal kind of dependencies, and let them come back with some good detail that tells us, okay, how big is your Jive instance, how many places, how much content do you have, really kind of do some upfront work. If we ever enter into a workshop, it helps us kind of gauge how big and how to best kind of tailor that workshop for a customer. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's one of the things we want to do, is make these workshops as solid as possible when we go in. The more information and relevance we have going in, the better. And that's what the size of utilities getting boosted up on. Another thing is we have another thing called the J2SP, or Jive to SharePoint Runner. And what that allows us to do is that all these configurations that you can imagine, every migration is different, and that basically involves lots of switches and dials and combinations of things that could or could not be done. So we're trying to put that in a way that can be use this runner utility that's going to kind of collaborate and kind of make that much more concise, less error prone, I should say, to make migrations very predictable, yet still not lose any of the configuration options. We want to maintain, if a customer wants to do something very custom, we still have the ability to do that. We document it, we capture it, we don't have to think about it anymore. Whereas right now it's a lot of, you've got to pay attention to a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of it's documenting and run books, things like that. So trying to get better about managing that information. So.
What else are you excited about right now?
Just really, I want to see the volume of these things increase and to see us being able to scale.
Well, I'll bring it. That's really, is that what you're telling me, huh?
I want you to bring it. Let's bring it. Let's do it. So, I mean, really want to. That's the whole thing. Is like we know how to do them. We've been very successful at doing these migrations. We know how to do them, and I think we've proven that. But now we want to do more of them at once. So
you have no idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I know you need to run off somewhere, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this and catching up. And thank you for all the hard work you're putting in. I hope I'm glad to hear you've got something a month or so off, and enjoy your time off for that. And there'll be plenty of work here when you get back, but enjoy it. It's important to stay balanced with things, and just appreciate all your hard work that you're putting towards this. And it's fun to see something, sort of give it some watering and seeing it grow into something different and new, and keeping it challenging. I think there's lots of good challenges that are coming along with this, and then this will grow into something different. Maybe we try some other migration, trying to get some other platform into Office 365. I'm thinking about that. That's my job, to figure out what's coming after this. And I've got more ideas than I have time, but don't we all?
Those are fun.
Yep. So I appreciate all your hard work that you're putting in, and thanks. Keep it up, and you brace yourself.
Here we go.
They're coming.
Here we go.
Yeah, I see. I interact with Bruce, and Bruce has already told me to slow down. So he's the throttler. So but I'll keep it coming. I'll say Chris said. And I was talking to Chris on the podcast.
Yeah, he said go for it.
Well, thank you all. Thank you for all this listening into this little conversation that we're having here, and I appreciate the chance to catch up with you, Chris, and keep up the good work.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.